I am Jeffrey Daugherty, and this is Unindoctrinated. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am Jeffrey Daugherty, also the artist, also known as the Christian Whistleblower on YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in the Christian Whistleblower, and you will have access to all of the greatness that is the Christian Whistleblower YouTube channel. But for the rest of our great show tonight, ladies and gentlemen, here on Unindoctrinate, we're going to talk about some somber statistics about deaths in the United States of America. And then we're going to talk about the wider subject of the Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution and the idea of the lock and load mentality. But first things first, ladies and gentlemen, just last month, the Sun UK reports, the sun.co.uk reports that just last month, and I believe this is written by Jane Moore, it was written on 17th of September, just last month, 53 Americans died in mass shootings. That is tragic. That is horrific. Our hearts go out to the victims, 53 Americans who died in mass shootings in the last month. Our hearts go out to the families of the people whose lives were taken at the hands of cowardly gunmen. 53 Americans died in mass shootings last month. That is horrific. That is inexcusable. That is unforgivable. And we should all feel very, very badly about that. Now, we here at Unindoctrinate are here to help us unindoctrinate. We're here to help us think things that aren't often thought. We're here to get outside the paradigm. We're here to break the boxes. And I must come to you with truth. I must come to you with balanced information. And while it is a horrific, inexplicable tragedy of epic proportions that 53 Americans died in mass shootings last month, cousins, 40,000 Americans died last month from obesity. Do you hear what I'm saying? 53 died from mass shootings. Yes, tragic. 40,000 died from obesity. And how often have you heard about the 53 that died in mass shootings? Not that you shouldn't have, but why have you not heard? Why are you hearing from for the first time from this funny-haired ex-Pentecostal evangelist that 40,000 people died from obesity? Not last month, not last year, last month. 40,000 people died from obesity. In his fascinating book, Unnatural Causes, forensic pathologist Dr. Richard Shepard observes how, over the years, the dead bodies that he examines have changed, and the most noticeable change in the bodies that this forensic pathologist has examined over the years is the rapid increase in body fat. The doctor says that unless a patient is homeless or has died of cancer or is so old or poor that they could not eat, no one, he says, are in the same shape as the dead people, even as recent as the 1980s when he started practicing medicine. Looking back at the forensic photos from that era, the doctor says, he's astonished at how thinness, even in the 80s, was the norm. And the doctor says that fast forwarding now just 3 decades, the obesity levels are at such a rate that he says the time bomb has exploded for our health services. Soaring levels of cancer, soaring levels of type 2 diabetes, soaring levels of heart attack, soaring levels of heart disease, soaring levels of liver disease, folks. Liver disease. A shocking statistic. And it's indisputable. And it should be highlighted, in my opinion. It should be widely debated. Folks, boy, I want to be sensitive, but I want to be straight up too. 53 people die from firearm violence, and you can't turn on a television, you can't log into a website, you can't hear a radio without some Democrat politician demanding that all firearms be confiscated from the American people because 53 people died from firearms last month. And that's not even true. 53 people died from an idiot using a firearm, not from a firearm. But yet, this clown, I won't even say his name, this clown running for president on the Democratic ticket says, hell yeah, we're going to take away your guns. I didn't see that same politician saying, hell yeah, we're going to take away your tacos. I didn't hear that same presidential candidate saying, hell yeah, we're going to take away your burritos, your enchiladas, your tortas. What are those things that are covered with brown sugar and cinnamon? He's not taking them away. But they killed 40,000 people last month. But he wants to take away the guns that killed 53 people. That just doesn't make sense to me, folks. That doesn't add up. It's not very smart. But, oh, Jeff, we can't fat shame people. Can I ask a question? Why can't we fat shame a person? Back when I grew up, and I'm only 56 years old, if you were a fat kid at school, you got made fun of, cousin. And I watched a lot of fat kids turn into skinny kids because of the social pressure of being a lard ass. That's all I'm saying. And if I get fat, I expect somebody to say, dude, walked past a Twinkie lately? If I get fat, I expect somebody to say, Jeff, you got a dicky-do. What's that? Your stomach stick out further than your dicky-do. If I get super fat and I'm trying to lose some weight, I want somebody to tell me, bro, you look like crap. You're fat. Because I don't want to be one of these people laying on Dr. Richard Shepard's cold slab looking like a whale has washed up on the beach. I don't want that. But we're oh so sensitive, we're oh so careful to say anything that a fat person might be upset about, but we got no problem going and taking firearms away from law-abiding citizens exercising their Second Amendment rights. Ladies and gentlemen, the people that want to take your guns don't want to take your guns because they don't want you to be killed. If they really wanted to preserve your health, they would not be trying to take away your guns. They'd be trying to take away your Big Macs. They would try to be taking away your Whoppers. And if you were over in Paris, they'd be trying to take away your hamburger royale with cheese. They'd be trying to take that away. They'd be trying to confiscate your Doritos. They'd be trying to confiscate your ho-hos. They'd be trying to confiscate your ding-dongs. They'd be coming for your Oreos. They'd be coming for your pancakes, your waffles, your syrup, your sugar. But no, that might hurt your feelings. So instead, they'll come for your Second Amendment guaranteed handguns, your Second Amendment guaranteed shotguns, your Second Amendment guaranteed rifles. They'll come for those. Why are they willing to come for the guns, but they're not willing to come for the ho-hos? Why do you think that is, ladies and gentlemen? Well, number one, look at Congress. They're just as Congress is just as filled with fat asses as your neighborhood is. Well, Jeff, you're offending me. I'm a little overweight. Good. Be offended. You're fat. Lose some weight. I'm fat. I'm losing weight. I don't get upset when somebody says, oh, Jeff, you gained a few pounds. I say, shit, I need to lose some weight. If you're fat, you know you're fat. And if you're fat and I'm reminding you and it upsets you, then lose some damn weight. Don't yell at me. Lose some weight. If you don't want to be the butt of fat jokes, don't be fat. If you don't want to be called fat ass, then lose that fat ass. Men, women, boys or girls, children of all ages, lose some damn weight. I've been talking for years about physical optimization. Now, we're not all going to look like Jay Campbell, but we don't have to look like Santa Claus either. There's a reasonable in-between measure, ladies and gentlemen. But they're not coming for your fat-causing. They're not coming for your carbohydrates because they don't care if you're fat. In fact, they prefer you to be fat. Because when you're fat, you're lethargic. When you're fat, you're sick. When you're fat, you're slow. And what politicians want, what politicians really prefer is unarmed, sick peasants. Because if you are a peasant, you can't afford to put up a fight. If you're sick, you're not able to put up a fight. And if you're unarmed, you really can't put up a fight. So politicians prefer ignorant, fat, unarmed peasants. So that's why they want your guns, but they don't want your carbs. They know that carbs are bad for you, and they want you to keep eating them. That's why they keep subsidizing you to consume carbs. That's why they keep subsidizing these companies to produce corn. They don't care about you. And before, I tell you what, this is going to be explosive. But the next time I see a fat person complaining about gun violence, I'm going to throw a Twinkie at him. The next time you hear a fat politician call for gun confiscation, ask them when they're going to start confiscating Twinkies. I dare you. And get it on film. Send it to me. These fat Democratic politicians demanding that they want to take my guns. I'll give up my guns when you give up your Twinkies. How about that? And I know that they will fight to the death. You will not get a Twinkie from a fat Democratic politician until you pry it out of his cold, dead fingers. You're not going to get a Philly cheesesteak out of some Democratic politician's hands until you pry it out of her cold, dead fingers. Yes, it's tragic that 53 Americans died in mass shootings last month. And it's even more tragic, in my considered opinion, that 40,000 died from obesity. Why? Because it's 40,000 instead of 53. I don't want one to die, but it's the life, and part of life is death. But before you start coming for my guns, get ready to give up your Twinkies. It only makes sense, ladies and gentlemen. I do have a concealed carry permit. I do own firearms, and I always will. And we need to talk about the Second Amendment for a minute, because so many people now believe, because they have been listening to this lie repeating, they've been listening to this lie repeating for years and years and years and years. Well, why do you need an assault rifle? And they're not even really called assault rifles. They're called Armalite rifles. Why do you need a rifle to hunt? Well, number one, you can hunt with a rifle. And number two, you don't need a rifle for hunting. That's not what they're there for. The Second Amendment is not in the Constitution to guarantee your right to hunt. The Second Amendment is in the Constitution to guarantee that the government will think once, twice, three times before they start hunting you. Do you hear what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? The reason why I have a concealed carry permit is not because I want to go out and shoot people. I don't. I hope and put out intention that I'll never, ever have to use my concealed carry weapon. But I do have a concealed carry weapon. If you see me and you see me out, I got a concealed carry weapon on me. And the reason I have one on me is so I can protect the people I love. If you see me out and you think about accosting a person that I love, you better not, because it will not end well for you. I concealed carry because I believe in defending my life. If you see me out and about and you think about jacking me up, robbing me, killing me, better think again. Because I guarantee you, at the end of the exchange, I will not be the one ventilated. You will be. I practice every week. And if I am out and about and see you trying to fatally injure the innocent, if I'm in Walmart and you walk in with your earmuffs and your shooting glasses and your rifle, if you see me, you better hope that you see me before I see you, and you better hope that you're a good enough shot to take me down. Because one of us is going out the door feet first, and it ain't going to be me, cousin. It ain't going to be me. That's what this Second Amendment is there for. So you can protect people that love you. So you can protect the innocent. So you can protect yourself. And the Second Amendment is really there so that if politicians in Washington, D.C., or wherever your state capital is, decide that they're going to launch a dictatorship and take away your constitutional rights in your state or in the whole entire country, the Second Amendment is there so that these politicians have to realize, if we're going to remove the U.S. Constitution, we're going to have to fight house to house. We're going to have to fight state to state, city to city, street to street, house to house against people that know the terrain, love the land, and are locked and loaded. I know that the U.S. has a big army, a great army. I know that it has an Air Force, Coast Guard, Navy, Marines. And I also know that a lot of those people that have sworn to protect the flag will not fire on U.S. citizens. But even those that would, they know that as long as Americans have their Glock 19s, their Glock 22s, their Caltech shotguns, their Armalite rifles, and lots of ammunition, cousins, they know that they probably can't conquer us. They can't take us over. That's what the Second Amendment is about, ladies and gentlemen. So the government will be afraid, and the government will never make the mistake of trying to take away our constitutional rights. And like Charlton Heston said, when you pry it out of my cold, dead fingers. If that stupid Democratic presidential candidate who has no chance of being elected thinks he's coming for my guns, he better pack a lunch because it's going to take a minute. He may come for them, but he ain't leaving with them. We will not surrender to tyranny in this nation. We will not surrender to tyranny in this nation. It's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. That's what the Second Amendment is about. It has nothing to do with hunting. The Second Amendment is not to guarantee your right to have a rifle to hunt. The Second Amendment is to guarantee your right to have a rifle that will make the government afraid of you and trying to take away your rights. That's what the Second Amendment's about. Read some history. Do some study. I'm telling you the truth. Let's talk a little bit as we close about the lock and load mentality. There's one thing that I've noticed about people that have concealed carry permits. There's one thing I notice about the people that hang out around the gun range. They are people that don't have victim mentality. They are people that have personal responsibility. They are people that take care of their damn selves. They are not, I've never seen anybody concealed carrying and using food stamps. I've never seen it. I've never seen anybody concealed carrying, cashing a welfare check. I've never seen it. And I know I'm getting on people's toes, and that's okay. And some people need those things. They're meant to be a safety net. They're not meant to be a hammock. But I've never seen anybody with a concealed carry permit living in government subsidized housing either. Never seen it. That's because only rich people buy guns. No, that's not the case, cousin. Here's why you've never seen it. Because a person that has a concealed carry permit, a person that buys, that works hard enough to have the extra money to buy a firearm and works hard enough to have the extra money to train with that firearm and works hard enough to have the money to put the projectiles into that firearm and go to a place where they can practice and has the tenacity and the discipline to go and practice on a regular basis, that person is working. That person's working hard. That person, a lot of them, a disproportionate percentage of them, according to, in comparison to the general population, are entrepreneurial. They own their own businesses. They run their own shows. They're the old-fashioned 1776 kind of Americans. Pull up your own bootstraps. Start your own business. Don't depend on anybody but you. Don't ask for any handouts. Don't expect any handouts. Make enough to support yourself and make enough to give a little bit to those that are having a temporary situation in their life where they can't, or those that have worked and served and need some help in their senior years. That's the lock and load mentality. And I personally am sick to death about the politicians and the media and the idiots on YouTube that want to present those that are concealed carry permits, those that are NRA members, those that love the Second Amendment as a bunch of stupid rednecks, no teeth, talking like this, don't know nothing, hates everybody but them, and don't want nothing but to shoot some damn people with some guns. That is not who concealed carry people are. That is not who gun owners are. That is not who people that respect and defend the Second Amendment are. We are the people that still believe in the work hard mentality. We are the people that still believe in the man take care of his family mentality. We are the people that still believe in the woman defending herself mentality, strong woman, strong man, strong family. We're the people that still believe in working hard and putting a little bit away for a rainy day. We're the people that still believe in taking care of ourselves and giving a little extra to help those that can't take care of themselves in a temporary situation. We're the ones that made America great. We're the ones that are making America great, and we're the ones that are going to keep America great. And I do not care if you don't like me, don't listen anymore, unsubscribe from my Christian Whistleblower YouTube channel. I will vote for Donald Trump because he is on the record as guaranteeing my Second Amendment rights, and anybody else you could vote for this year wants to take them away. And I don't care who you are or what you do or what you think you know, that alone is a reason to get off your lazy, pompous, high horse ass and go vote, and to vote for Donald Trump this time, because he will protect our Second Amendment rights. And if you can't, that's your right to protect yourself. And if you can't protect yourself, it doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. If you can't protect yourself, nothing else matters. They can take every other thing away from you and those you love. And if you care about being able to share the message of truth according to your conscience, if you can't defend yourself, you can't do that either. I'm very, very sorry that 53 Americans died in mass shootings last month. That's why when I go into a store, when I go out to shop, I'm locked and loaded, and there will not be a mass shooting in my vicinity. I can guarantee you, cousin. And I can also guarantee you that I'm not dying from obesity this month, next month, or any month from now, because I'm working towards physical optimization, and you should too, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know about the moon. I don't know what it is, but I know it's not what we've been told it is. I don't know what's going on with it, but I know we're not being told the truth about it. And I got my eyes peeled, cousins. I'm locked and loaded, and I'm watching the moon. I'm watching what's going on. I'm opening my mind to possibilities. And you can take my unindoctrination when you pry it out of my cold, dead fingers. And that's the same way you'll get my Glock. You'll get my Caltech. You'll get my rifles. That's the same way, by prying it from my cold, dead fingers. I am part of the last generation of real humans. I am part of the gospel, Truth Army gospel, being defined as the good news. I am one of the people that has made America great and will keep America great. I do believe in taking care of myself and taking care of others. I'm part of the last generation of real humans. I'm the Christian whistleblower from YouTube. I'm locked and loaded, and I am ready to get busy. Who's with me? Keep your eye on the moon. Learn how to defend yourself and those you love. And vote for Donald Trump in 2020 so you can continue to protect yourself. Until next time, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower.